The first stage in making falafel is using dried chickpeas. And I need 200 grams of those. For falafel, you should use dried chickpeas and not the tin stuff that you get in salted water, because the falafel would end up breaking up as it cooks because it would be much too wet. Put the chickpeas into a bowl and cover them with enough water that it will cover them up by about 2 to 3 inches, or about 5-6 centimeters. They will expand quite a bit as they rehydrate in the water, and you do need to leave them at least 12 hours, best overnight. The chickpeas have been soaking overnight and have probably about doubled in size. I've also got 80 grams of onion, which is just roughly chopped. It's going to go through the food processor, so you don't need to worry too much about it. Half a green chili, 3 cloves of garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, some cardamom seeds and some cumin. After, I will use some baking soda and gram flour, which is chickpea flour. And the 2 herbs that are going to go into the dish are flat leaf parsley and coriander. These I keep in pots just out on a sunny windowsill. It means then I've got herbs when I need them, and makes them quite inexpensive. As far as the chilies concerned, rather than having waste, because you tend to have to buy them in a packet of 3 or 4, what I do is cut the chilies in half, de-seed them, and then put them in a little tub and put them in the freezer. Within about 10 minutes, when you need a chili for a con carne, anything like that, they will defrost and be ready to use again. It really couldn't be more simple. I basically just put the ingredients into the food processor, and what I'm going to do is, just on a pulse setting, blitz it until it's the consistency of sort of coarse sand. That mixture is pretty much ready. What I'm going to do now is take it out of the processor and put it into this bowl. To this mixture, I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and also a tablespoon of gram flour, which is chickpea flour. And I'll mix those ingredients thoroughly in to make the mixture. And that is the falafel mix made. The smell from the herbs, the garlic, the onion and so on is absolutely superb, along with the spices. It's important now to put this into the fridge for an hour. Let it chill down, and the falafel will then be ready to make. The mixture has now been in the fridge for about an hour or so, and the texture has changed. It allows the gram flour, the chickpea flour, to actually absorb some of the liquid, and also the bicarb of soda begins to act. There are different ways that you can cook falafel. Traditionally, I've had them where they were done in a little ball shape and then deep fried. What I'm doing, because these are going to be going into a flatbread, is making them in a little sort of patty, because I find they're easier to roll up. If someone's really been very health conscious, there's not a huge amount of oil in here, but you can bake these in the oven without any oil at all. And since the recipe itself has no oil in it, it's really about as fresh a dish as you can get. As these begin to heat in the pan, the smell of the herbs and the garlic and so on is absolutely stunning. Turn these over. A nice light brown colour. What I'm doing is cooking the falafel on a low to medium heat, I don't want to burn them before they've cooked all the way through, because the chickpeas that are used in this dish are uncooked. These have been cooking now on the other side for 4 or 5 minutes, and they've got quite a nice colour. And what I'm going to do, I haven't got quite all of the falafel mix cooked off yet, is take these out and just keep them warm in an oven. The fact that they're fried does crisp them up. If you cook them in the oven, they will cook perfectly well, but you will find that they'll not be just as crispy as those which have been done in the pan or been done in a deep fat fryer. You can plate these and serve them whatever way you want. They're really lovely done with side salad as a starter. They're the sort of thing, even on a picnic, are lovely cold. They're a really nice nibble. But what I'm going to do with them here is make them into a sort of wrap with some flatbread. Put the falafel in. Really simple salad of just some tomato, and buy the best tomatoes you can, because you want the flavour, the freshness of the tomatoes to really sink through. And then a little bit of mixed leaf. And something that's really good with falafel is tahini, which is a sesame sauce. You can make it, it's quite labour intensive. And works out fairly expensive. If you can't get tahini, you can get some sesame salad dressings now, which are quite nice. And what I am then going to do is quite simply roll this up and put it on the plate. And that, very simply, is falafel with flatbread, tomato and onion salad, and tahini.